What's up, guys? Cody here with episode 4 of Anima Talks. Ethereal podcast focused on Ethereal news and gameplay as it pertains to yada yada yada. I messed up that intro. Doesn't matter. We're moving on. As always, I'm joined by my good friend Reptout.
What's going on, guys? Nice to see you again.
Oh,
Strong start, strong
yeah,
start.
strong start. Hey, we've been gone for a week, We've been gone for a week. Yeah, I mean, I personally decided to take the entire last week off of YouTube entirely, as just like a present to myself because last Thursday was my birthday, hey, which we would have had an episode out on, but things happened on mostly your side. Um, yeah,
Yes. So yeah, my wife and I welcomed the new baby girl into the world, Remy. She was born on the 13th, so it's been oh man, it's been a lot of long hours. So I've been
yeah.
kind of catching up on dad duties. But yeah, no, it was
This is round two for you, so
yep,
you're
round two.
prepared. You're prepared.
Ah, I don't know if you're ever really prepared. I am more prepared. We'll say that I am more prepared. But no, yeah. So I've just been just crushing it, Sorry missing last week, but it was right on the day that we were supposed to actually record too. It was on
Yeah,
Tuesday. Like I was like, yeah, sorry man, like we're in the
yeah.
hospital. So
The timing. Yeah, but it's not like it really mattered too much because Ethereal didn't release anything, so we didn't miss anything. Which I mean, that's fortunate and unfortunate at
yeah.
the same time, you know. So yeah, let's get into what
Yeah.
we missed then. Noxus, Ethereal's first mage. She's got several long range abilities, some of them being able to root or stun her opponents. And she's got a special that allows her to spam all those abilities, and she has a self revive passive that's gonna damage enemies around her. My initial impressions of this is that I think everything visually, for the most part, looks good.
Yeah.
But I think the kit itself seems pretty strong and borderline broken.
Yeah. Yeah. I I think they kind of had to make her broken. Like she's the premier caster mage, right? So like she just looks good. Like she just looks good. Like
Mm-hmm.
being able to spam abilities, OP. Like her revive, like distributing the damage or whatever in those waves. Hopefully that's OP. But I just she just looks good. She looks fun. Honestly, she looks
Yeah,
fun.
definitely looks like a lot of fun. She's got the longest range out of any myth in the game, which is cool. It makes sense. She's the mage. If
Yeah.
anyone was gonna have good range, it was gonna be her. Um, but because she has this long range, we were having this discussion a couple weeks ago of how there's very little engage, and she's got long range on top of a self revive that damages enemies around her. She seems a little too safe, if you ask me. Like, she's got CC, and it's like, even if you get on top of her, you have to immediately run away because you don't want that thing hitting you.
Mm. Well, I mean, I mean, her mobility seems a little like I think she's gonna be kind of like Xerath, right? Where
Hmm.
it's like her mobility is not the best, but it's like if she's not bothered in a fight, I feel like she's just gonna just destroy people. And like you kind of said, who's going to engage on her? So it's just like maybe it's just gonna be flanks, like maybe.
Right, but like I said, though, like even like you can't sit on top of her after you kill her from the revive because that revive heals her the more damage she deals with
Yeah.
it. So it's like you have to kill her and then you have to immediately book it.
Yeah.
Is
Assassin, maybe, like I don't know.
I
Like only thing I think was like assassins, right? Like
which is just Malaya, and even then,
hey,
I don't know.
Malaya's the meta now. You heard it first here.
It, it it really does feel like I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to do like Assassin Talos where we'll just jump in and just swing the axe and it just
Boom.
kills everybody somehow. I
I mean, hey,
wish.
we'll see, man. Just get fed
Well,
on Talos and just one shot everybody. Just clean them
that'd
down.
be actually
Boom.
a really fun build. You just every time your ult's up, you just hammer in and just do a couple swings and everyone's dead. That'd be
And then you just
really
walk
funny.
away.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, one man army, easy peasy.
Yeah. I think in general, just like if she just had long range damaging abilities, I'd be like, okay, like that's strong and whatnot. But then it's like the fact that she has that self revive, making it harder for enemies to actually abuse her low mobility. And then add on to the fact that she has stuns, AoE stuns. Like, and I get that, like the AoE on the root and the AoE portion of the stun is not large, um, but it is still AoE, and being able to hit multiple people with that, and especially like the fact that if you land that root, you just landed your whole kit. It
Yeah.
it just seems really broken, especially when it's like her portal laser things just automatically home into onto targets, and if
Yep.
you hit multiple people with the root, the what would be one bullet hitting one person is now multiple bullets hitting
Yeah.
people. It seems strong, and then her ult's a damage amp.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. That's.
and then
I,
it,
I, I,
yeah,
the more I think about it, the more I'm like because I don't want to think she's just gonna be like giga broken. But like the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, how do you kill? Like dude, I don't know
yeah.
how you kill her. Like I just don't know how you kill her.
You
How do you kill her?
you have a fed assassin. I feel like that's the only way. I don't know. I
Yeah, 'cause
just
she's just gonna die and then revive, and then it's like, okay,
yeah
cool. Now she's like half health. Oh, I guess it depends on what her ult does, or not her ult, her passive does, right? Like, or how much damage, like how much the waves will
yeah.
give her like back, right? Where if it's like, yeah, because they haven't identified the exact amount of like damage stored, right?
Yeah, they
Yet,
haven't
like
given us numbers.
yeah, I haven't seen. So like maybe it'll be like a GA where you come back with 1/4 health.
Maybe.
Like if that's the case, then I don't think it's too. It's just like a
I
built-in
mean,
freaking
I mean,
GA, I guess, like whatever.
like because like I'd compare it to a Nivea because it's similar to a Nivea. It's just imagine if a Nivea just pulsed out damage during the revive, and that in turn was what gave her her health back. Um, it's like that, but the thing is a Nivea's pretty short. A Nivea's pretty
Oh,
short ranged. Um, but it's imagine if Zeref had this type of passive. Imagine if Zeref had an Anivia passive. Well, now
yeah,
that's a little different. So I just think it's just really strong.
yeah.
um, yeah, yeah. I mean, granted, like I think if they tune down the numbers,
hmm
then you know if they
No, and
tune
that's
yeah
kind of the thing is, I think it's just going to be purely number based. It's going to be dependent on like what the numbers are. So I'm just going to shut my doors. I don't have
all
anybody
good,
else
man.
crazy just coming in. Now, because like if it is like a Nibby, right, where it's like she can store up to 100% of her HP, like then that's just gonna have to be tuned 100%. But if it's like a 30%, I don't think that's too crazy because the damage isn't gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
The revive, like unless if there's like a cool, there better be a cooldown on the passive.
Oh, there
Like it better
should
be like
be.
an like it better not just be a you can just run it down all you want. Oh my god, dude! Because you had to just tower diving over and over. You're just like, all right, boys, let's send it. We'll be all right.
That's funny.
So,
Um,
but no, I think she'll be really strong. I think she'll just be really strong, honestly.
yeah. Um,
Told you she's like Syndra. She has balls. She has the little balls. I mean, the orbs. So I'm sticking to it.
yeah. Item-wise, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. I feel like the major item in general are pretty straightforward. It's like Charm Revivification, like first buy,
hmm
because it's gives you mana, gives you CDR. It's just everything you want. And then it's like after that, at some point you're picking up Kitsus Lost Ring, and then you're picking up all of the other big mage items.
And then that's it. It's
That's
just
it.
like
Yeah.
you're just picking up mage items. Like
Yeah.
it's
Because
there's really no other thing you're gonna do, right?
yeah, because there's very few mage items in terms of like diversity, because it's like you're getting six items, seven if you want to
Mhm.
count the boots, but you're getting six items. One's Charm Vivification, one's the Lost Ring, and it's like there's four big mage items. There's the Pyro Staff, Cosmic Rod, Magic Moon Wand, Staff of Anubis.
Yep.
I mean, even if you just take out one of those, just to maybe pick up like Forbidden Book, maybe if you really want Grievous Wounds or something, or if you want to be cheeky and get a Wizard's Mask for early damage.
Yeah. That
Um,
so that's what I was about to say. Like I was going to say, only thing that I think you left out was the masks.
just Wizard's Mask. That.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm talking about like the tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, right? Like
Oh
middle tier.
right, yeah. I always forget they exist because I always when I'm looking at items, I auto
Yeah,
filter to tier 3. But yeah,
it, it's like yeah, no, I think in our reality, like the mask, maybe you don't instantaneously upgrade to the Wizard's Mask or the Adventurer's Mask, but like I actually think the Wizard or the Adventurer's Mask is still good. Like the tier 2, where it's like you gain 40% of your mana, and it's 100. It's a 2-minute cooldown. It gives you MP5 and health. It's like, yeah, it doesn't give you a whole lot of like, or even just the level 1, right? It doesn't give you a whole lot of like actual damage, but gaining 20% of your mana back or 40% of your mana back is kind of substantial for like laning purposes,
yeah.
right?
I mean, we can compare it to like tier in League of Legends, starting with a
Mm-hmm.
tier or buy when you back and you buy a tier. We
Mm-hmm.
see, especially like right now, tier seem in League of Legends. For those that don't know, tier seems to be quite the item as
Everybody builds
it gives you so much mana. It gives you
it.
so much mana early on. And in fact, we've there's times where like people will just buy tier and they won't ever build it into anything. They'll just sell it later just because it gives you so much mana for laning phase.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. And it
so
gives you the mana regen, it gives you the mana, like it's just so good. It's just so good. Like
yeah, so especially if the with how they have the current pricing listed, I think
mhm.
you could very easily buy the tier 2 mask just because it's just seems. I mean, maybe not, but it
Yeah, I,
just.
I would it minimum the first one, right?
Yeah, at the bare minimum, it's just like you because you could literally just like okay, I put my teleport thing down. I got like I clear the first 3 waves, put my teleport thing down, TP back in. I've got this mask now,
Go
and
back.
we're good to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. And
Um,
it's like you don't lose anything. You gain health, you gain MP5, and you gain 20% mana on 180-second cooldown, right? So it's like at least for the tier 1 mask.
yeah,
And like 500 gold does not push it. Like I think 1650 is kind of like
maybe it's pushing it,
yeah, I think 1650 is kind of like
but you
like
got to remember that's that. Well, it'll be 1200 after you get your original mask, but I
oh,
don't know.
true.
Like
I mean,
it depends how much money we're actually getting at the end of the day.
true.
Once again, it
Uh,
depends on the
that's true.
numbers, and
That's true.
yeah. Depends on because like I don't know how I imagine that it's gonna be more of like a 45 minute to an hour long game type of thing. I imagine, or at least for like full build purposes, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So like that's how I'm like basing it off of. It's like I feel like that much money is not that much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping since they do have like the boot slot and all of that, they do up the amount of gold you get off minions a little, like because imagine like a competitive match or like a ranked match, right? And you're 45 minutes in, and then you're still not even close to like full build. Like
Yeah.
that would just feel giga bad. Like that would I would be so mad. You're like I just spent 50 minutes and I'm still not full build. Like, jeez.
Yeah, I mean, I think we can go off a tangent here just because we don't have much planned, but I think the items in general I I don't understand why the mask in general are the only ones that have a passive tied like outside of like the support items because the support items I get and the jungle items I get. But why is it that the mask are the only ones that have a passive or active tied to it that are a tier 1 or a tier 2 item? And there's no other item that has anything like that. It seems weird to me. Um I
And
guess it's just maybe it's just because it's simplicity sake. Maybe
yeah.
that's it. But then another thing that I was just confused about was such a huge jump in the pricing from like when you go from a tier 2 to a tier 3. And it wouldn't be bad if it was like how other MOBAs do it where it's a tree thing where you buy this thing and it builds together into that.
Component, yeah.
So you have the component items to build the main item because then it's like one's 1300, one's 1300, and then main items like we'll say like 3000 total. You just need another 400 to
Hmm.
combine the items. And this, unless they change it, it's just like it's literally like a 2,000 gold jump to go from
Yeah.
tier 2 to tier 3, and that's something that is very odd to me because I feel like then that it's gonna we could get into a situation where like as soon as you have enough money to get your first item, you immediately back and get it, and you just abuse the fact that you have such a huge like advantage now with these stats and the passive that are tied to whatever item you picked up.
Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't notice it. That's actually kind of a crazy catch. So you just made
Yeah, I
about
know,
like
I caught
tier
it. I
one
know
item.
this is off
I actually
tangent,
did.
but
No, I actually didn't realize that. That is like that's that's kind of weird. I mean,
yeah.
I would say maybe it's just, yeah, it has to be just for simplicity, but like that's crazy. And that's another thing that I kind of didn't. I don't want to say I didn't like. I would just say I'm wondering how it's gonna play out. Is like how it's no like there are no items that you buy, right? Like there's not like, oh, you have to buy a blasting one and an amp tome. There's no component items. It's literally just like, yep, you buy the tier 1, tier 2, and then you buy the tier 3.
Yeah, I need a
Um
second.
no, you're fine. I just don't know how it's gonna work out. Um Cody's gone, boys. Now you're stuck with me. Interesting. I will say
Sorry
Cody
about that.
smells
Forgot the
before he
AC
comes
was on.
back. So you heard it
Yeah.
first. Okay, yeah. So I was just telling him, that you're cool and awesome.
Yeah, sure. You know, I won't even. Yeah. I'll figure out what you said later. Yeah, that's fine, man.
Yeah, Adam's good.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just something that like it's just weird. I don't know. Getting back on topic for Noxus. Like everything for Noxus is straightforward, but it's like roles for her. Mid lane right now. Send her down into the void lane. Yeah, you can put her.
Jungle Noxus. We're sending it.
If she had, I mean, hell, screw it. You don't even need a leash. Just die to the first camp. It don't matter.
There you go. You just die to the first camp and you're straight. It's good.
Yeah. I think you could play her carry. Obviously, like you carry in solo lane. You can get a like. It's the same thing as playing her mid. It's just because she's
a duo.
I feel like she's the best laner right now out of everybody in terms of being abusive.
Mm-hmm.
Which means that like she could also be played support. It's a mage support. Granted, like I get it with like the limited pool right now, not great.
Future
in the future though, because like I mean, like right now I can think of some nasty combos. Like imagine just Marina and Noxus together. Like granted, like put whoever you want carry, put whoever you want support there.
Yeah.
You're never winning that lane. You're never winning that lane right now. You know.
Yeah, with the current miss out, nobody's oppressive enough to like, push the buck, right? Like force that tempo. You would literally just be sitting there like, okay, how do I kill them? Oh yeah, they're just gonna scale. Nice, awesome,
Yeah.
Good job. No, that would be broken.
And then I wanna see somebody do Aron Noxus. You can have Aron farm in this one too, which is actually good. But if Noxus roots somebody, Aron just goes up and grabs them and chucks them.
It just kills them.
You play a kill lane at that point. So.
I can see that. That wouldn't be bad.
But once again, though, then you're putting where are you putting Dante Marina, which is our supposed standard duo right now.
Yeah, duo bot lane. I mean, you could put them one mid, one top, right?
Yeah, you can definitely throw Marina mid, Dante top, and that actually might be the strongest combination if you really wanted to try hard. That might be your strongest combination, just because I don't really think there's much you can do. Let's assume like enemy team plays Dante Marina versus Aron Noxus. Marina can maybe hold her own, but Noxus is going to outrange her at the end of the day, and it's just like those two are going to be so squishy that I don't know. It's just I feel like you get hit by one CC and you're done.
Well, yeah, and the fact that you would have your Dante and your Marina like just farming, right? Like solo lanes, so they would be substantially farther ahead.
And Marina would get a disadvantage in mid because if we assume she's up against enemy Noxus, but at least she can hold her own.
And she could
That.
farm, right?
Yeah.
Like she could be like Seraphine now, right? Like where it's just like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. I'm not gonna lose lane. I'm not gonna win lane. I'm kind of just gonna I'm gonna exist for the
Yeah.
next 20 minutes until I hit my items.
And then we've talked about before how Dante just hard stomps melees in the top lane.
Yeah, like
There's
you should just win. It's literally just Lucian versus every melee, and it's like cool. I just
yeah.
lose. Nice.
So that's actually probably the strongest combo right now, unless they put out damage numbers that say otherwise.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see it. I can see it working. I can see it. I mean, and then I guess Archmage we kind of hit on it was like the teleportation. How do you think that's gonna work?
I think it's gonna just be like I hope that you can destroy the sigil. If you can't, then it seems problematic. I think in a solo queue environment, it's gonna be pretty underwhelming. It's just gonna be like I put down my sigil in the lane, I teleport back to my sigil. I I think that in a high elo and competitive environment as that forms, I think this is gonna be problematic. Maybe not so much for Noxus, but for future Archmages, that's something that you're gonna have to balance around. Is the fact that like if there's somebody that can very easily split push, you have to keep that in mind of like how long is this cooldown? What's
Yep.
in all of that. So it's something that you have to keep a close eye on balance wise.
I mean, I think. So I have two initial thoughts, right? I think it's giga busted, depending on the cooldown. And then I kind of feel bad because you are mandating Archmage in the mid lane.
Yeah.
Like if like let's just say the cooldown's not a lot, right? Because like and nobody else has a TP, right? Or like a teleport, right? So it's like cool. So I literally can just get a cheater recall, come back to lane, and just out item you. And then it's like cool. If you're not playing an Archmage, good luck. You can't match my tempo, right?
Yeah.
So like I am afraid that it's going to lock the mid lane as like a standard Archmage because it's like cool if you don't have that archetype then it's like what do you do? How do you combat that? I don't know a way because it's like you can't match their TP.
No, yeah, I agree. Especially
The back
especially
and the
with
back, it's like cool.
yeah, especially with how big the item spikes are right now.
Mhm.
Like especially like you get a Charm of Invocation, you've got plenty of mana now. You're gonna push them in, and there's nothing they can do anymore. Like your best bet against that is when they back, you back just to make sure you lose as little tempo as possible.
Just mitigate it, right? You're just like cool.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
sure.
I'll lose 2 waves maybe. They'll get turret damage, but at least I'll be able to contest them after that.
But that's kind of like the cruddy thing, right? It's like that's okay to me. It feels like kind of like an oversight where it's like, cool, I just lose 2 waves. It's like two, like especially early game is like 2 waves is a lot.
Yeah.
Like 2 is a lot of experience, a lot of gold. Like so I could that's my fear is it will for the early stages of the game make it very you must play an archetype mid lane. And right now we only have one archetype, so it's not archetype, Archmage. Which is like
yeah, I wonder if that's gonna. I wonder if like it's gonna be so oppressive that like when they release more Archmages, are those just gonna be automatically like you must play multiple now? Like we have to have one in the mid lane, and now we have to have one as the carry role. And then we end up like, is that something that's gonna happen? Because especially like once again, League of Legends, we've seen ADCs start taking in the past. We've seen them take teleport before, and it's like we've seen games in League where like there's 4 or 3 teleports, and like the support's got Unsealed Spellbook with teleport as well, so 4 teleports. Like we've seen games like that where there's 6 to 8 teleports technically between both teams. Is that a potential problem as well? Like is because it's
I would say definitely for the solo lanes. Like the solo lanes in my mind just immediately will both be like archmages, right? Because you can't match it. I would say bot like or the duo lane or whatever. Well, I could see that not being the case because like you could have your support pull the wave, or you could have there
Yeah,
there are more counter plays to like setting up a good wave state bot lane or the duo lane even,
yeah,
sorry,
people understand at
than
this
like
point.
yeah. So I could see that being standard. It could be. I'm not, obviously there will still be benefits, but the solo lanes is like it's a no brainer for me. Just having the option to have such a big tempo lead is is amazing because it gives you so much pressure over the entire map. Jungle, your lane, like everything just gives you so much pressure.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we'll see. I mean, hopefully not, but it might also make it different, right? Like it might, we'll
yeah.
see.
We'll see. Um, Something else that they could do is that, well, you might have a they might make it so that like after you teleport in, you can't put the sigil down until it's off of cooldown again, which would make it so
Okay.
it just makes it so that like you can't like teleport back in and then put your sigil down somewhere and run off to a side lane for 5 minutes and
Yeah.
never return to that spot that you actually want to TP to. That would be something that would also help. That's more for like rotation purposes. It
Hmm.
doesn't really mitigate the laning phase problem. But I that would at least nerf it for mid late
For
game.
roams.
Yeah,
Yeah, like for roams, for positioning, like
yeah,
split pushing, etc. Yeah.
I could see that.
It's true. I can see it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It opens up a lot of problem sets though, so we'll see how they handle it, honestly.
Yeah, that's it for Noxus. We've got Leia this week. She was delayed from last week. We'll have a few words on that here, I think, in a bit. But we're getting our Sky Slayer. The big
Yeah.
thing, that is like it's the signature thing.
Yeah.
So, and she seems pretty cool. At least like her description makes her sound like a supportive jungle more than anything. But like, which to me makes her sound like a really strong jungle. Because she can actually. It sounds like she's like a playmaker, but it's. I mean, it's. I say playmaker, but I guess it's like it's a support that's a jungler. But
Yeah. I
that
mean,
is
yeah.
strong for people that don't understand that is
Yeah.
strong.
It's incredibly strong, especially with like the potential of the double jungle meta is like it's so strong, right? Like that's kind of the weird thing where I kind of wonder is like will one jungler primarily be farming and then like one primarily be ganking? Like is
Hmm.
there
Well,
uh,
I don't know if you saw this because it was released or someone put a Kelly needs put a video out on it.
I haven't.
He had the role icons, and there is a sky, and they have a role icon for sky jungle, and they have a role icon for uh just jungle or something like that, or ground. I forget what it
Okay.
was exactly. I looked at the video. It was interesting. Um, but so they have icons for that. Like they had one for support, they had one for void, fire, ice, and then they had sky jungle and normal jungle. And then they had
Okay.
one for fill too. Um,
Interesting.
so like they are that does pretty much confirm at this point that they do like there
Yeah.
is some type of double jungle.
Okay. Yeah, that was. Oh yeah, that was released when I was
Yeah.
a little busy. Sorry. Well, hey,
Yeah.
now that it's double jungle, that makes it even more. Makes my point even more. So no.
Yeah.
That-
So
When what do you know? Like, what are your thoughts about like jungle slash sky jungle? Like,
I mean, well, like originally they were like talking about like how there's going to be perches for the Sky Slayers to
mhm.
rest or stuff like that, and they haven't exactly shown that.
Yeah.
So I
So
don't
will
know if
there just
that's
be
still
camps in the sky?
yeah, I don't know if that's still in there or if Sky Jungle just means that's maybe like I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Sky Jungle is going to be like Fire and Ice lane, there's gonna have less camps, so Sky Jungle is gonna have like Sky Jungle is just gonna be the Sky Slayer
Okay.
going back and forth, and then the other jungler is just in the Void lane.
Primarily. Okay.
Maybe I don't
Uh,
know. Like
I mean,
I need
sorry
to
to put
see
you on the
more of the
spot. I was just
map.
curious.
I need to see
Yeah.
more of the map. So,
Yeah.
which hopefully we'll be
Uh,
getting at some point. So
Soon. Yeah. But I mean,
yeah,
Leia looks cool. I don't know. She looks amazing. Like you saw her in the Noxus video. Like she looks dope. And now that I have seen this like Sky Jungle icon, like my creative juices in my mind are flowing. So I can't wait to see like the actual spotlight and everything. But
yeah. I mean, I doubt they're gonna show off. Like, I'm sure they'll show off her flying around, just to be like, yeah, we can fly. But
cool.
actually, they're gonna have to probably because one of her things is that she darts through the sky.
Yeah.
So unless that's just flavor, I don't think it is. Then they're going to have to show her flying around.
Yeah. They will. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be amazing.
So and maybe we'll get to see some of this Sky Jungle. Maybe.
Ooh.
Or maybe it'll just be nothing.
Yeah, maybe they'll just like sorry fam. Nah.
Yeah. So yeah, talking about the fact that they said that they had no reveal last week. They delayed it to this week, and they also said in that post that there's not going to be a whole lot of news after Leia. There's going to have the community corners, which we've know that we're going to get like a few bits of like maybe not necessarily new information, but either fresh information or new looks at different things. But they said that there's not going to be any more big things, and that there's going to be the coming weeks a Kickstarter alongside a gameplay trailer. I don't know how much I can believe this. I don't know how much I can believe that statement of the coming weeks anymore.
I mean, well, so the coming weeks, like it really depends on what you think by the coming weeks, right? Like coming weeks, could it be how many weeks we talking? 8, 12, 16? I mean, they're all weeks. You know what I mean? They didn't.
Yeah, they're not lying. I mean, I hear coming weeks. I think like.
Yeah, you think of.
I think
a
like,
couple of weeks.
I think like 2 to 4. But I think so. I don't know.
I mean,
and then to me, it's like after. I mean, when that Kickstarter comes out, they're gonna have to. I think at that point they're gonna be like, this is when at least I hope they're gonna be like, this is the Kickstarter. We plan on releasing the game in a month after they release the Kickstarter. Yeah. Especially because they've been very adamant in the past of like, we're not gonna put out a Kickstarter until we have playable build ready.
Playable content. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not that because I'm reading it right now, right? And it's like, do you have big news about the Kickstarter and the launch date coming very soon in the upcoming weeks? So like, with that context, like it has to be within the next like 2 to 4 weeks, right? Like I'm hoping it.
And I'm excited for the gameplay trailer because like the whole Nist fighting each other, like that's cool and all, and like the map has all the animations going with it for the most part. But I hope that like the gameplay trailer will actually show us people fighting each other. Because I really do like it's cool to see once again. It's cool to see them one myth just beating up on a dummy. But I really do want to see how a 6v6 fight is gonna look like. Because it's just like because I'm so hyped to like jump in and have my 6v6 fight around Atropos and have those big plays. You know, I'm hyped to see all this AoE spells and abilities popping out. It's just gonna look so cool. But I gotta see it though. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much they'll show with like the actual gameplay trailer. I hope that they just come out like swinging and they're like, "Yep, we're gonna show you all of this." But the thing I'm most excited for is launch date, like release date, and then the Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Like that's 100%. That's what I can't wait for. Like,
I mean, I don't know if you said this already, but are you under the same impression I am that like the launch date will be like a month or so after the Kickstarter? or you think it's going to be longer?
I think if everything goes according to plan, like so, if because obviously if they're putting out a Kickstarter, right, they're not putting out a product that they think is going to fail.
Right.
I would so, but we have seen with many games before that have done like like a pre-alpha, like an alpha or like whatever, right? They have a ton of problems, or So if the Kickstarter goes amazingly, then yeah, I could see it within a month,
Okay.
hopefully. What do you think the kick? Like I don't know, have they released like exactly what their Kickstarter is going to
They
be?
haven't released anything.
Yeah, because when I think of Kickstarter, right, I think of probably like a select few people. I think of an alpha when I think of like
Oh,
Kickstarter.
for the alpha itself, they have said in the past,
Mm.
pricing I don't really remember. Pricing was way back when I think they said I don't even want to get out of any false information about that. So I'm not going to say anything about that. But for the alpha, they have said that like it's going to be limited spots, but
Yeah.
that it's going to open up more throughout the alpha. So
Okay.
you're just gonna be in a queue essentially if you're
So
not
like
in
so like what
immediately.
Valorant did, like what Valorant did,
I
right?
think
Where
a
they
lot of
like
games do it.
yeah, they
Um,
like open a very small portion, and then it allows them to like stress test the servers as well, right?
mhm.
Rather than having like, let's just say 30,000 people jump on your game like at one time. It's like, oh hey, hold up, like
Yeah,
no, okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't, because I haven't really seen any information on like what they're going to do, but that makes sense. That completely
yeah.
makes sense. Okay.
That's what they've said. So,
Yeah,
um,
they'll probably announce that like their concrete plans as well within the upcoming weeks as well. So
also,
don't want to speculate too
I
much.
want to know how much I have to pay to get like the full access package. With you pay like for
Yeah, I
not
know.
I wouldn't necessarily say like the Ultra Master Plus tier, but like the one that's like you unlock all champions and
Yep.
then maybe you start with like special skins or something like that. I want to know how much that is because that's probably what I'm aiming for. And I'm ready to
Yeah.
throw down some good money on this. I haven't spent money on a game in a long time. I've avoided to spend like I think I bought like Loop Hero when it came out a couple months ago, but that game was cheap. Outside of like that, I haven't spent money on anything. I haven't spent money on League. I don't get new games. I've been saving up money. Partly because I don't have much, but
All for a thrill.
all for ethereal. It's all going into ethereal. You
Let's go,
know,
boys.
you're gonna, 3 years from now, you're gonna have like you can like look on League of Legends and see like how much money you spend. Ethereal, you're gonna look on there. It's gonna be like $10,000.
Jeez. No, no. They'll obviously have like a champion or a myth bundle or like
Yeah,
whatever. So, yeah. I mean,
I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I can't wait. It's gonna be dope.
Yeah, yeah,
It's gonna be so fun. Actually,
yeah.
just
Okay, so thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to like and subscribe. We got the Leia reveal coming this Friday, and you can find me or Rept on our different YouTubes and Twitches. Links for everything will be in the description below. But thanks, guys, and in the next one. Peace.
bye.
But that's it. That was a lot of
Right.
fun. Hopefully we're back to our normal scheduled programming. And we won't miss any more weeks. At least for not another 9 months.
Holy
I
Lord.
kid, I kid, I
Oh, I mean,
kid.
you're having a kid? Oh, congratulations, Cody. He's like, nah.
No, I don't even got a girl right now, so. And I had to. This is a. I don't know how much I want to go into personal stuff, but I had to deal with. I keep good tabs on my friends, you know. I care a lot for them. I love all my friends, and so when I see someone's not doing too well, I take them to the side. I'm like, yo, what's going on, you know? And so I had a girl that was you could tell and especially like I've told you before, but like I can really pick up on very easily people's negative emotions, And so like I could tell, so shit was bothering her, and so I was like, "Hey, you need to talk or anything?" And so I did that before we started recording.
Oh
Um,
shit.
yeah, which
Hope
in
everything's
the
alright.
in the past it's gone poorly because because people were like very much like, I'm not, no, I'm shutting down on you. This is,
Mhm.
we're not having this conversation because I don't want to have this conversation type of thing. She was pretty good about it. Um,
That's
although
good though.
I think a lot of it flew over her head of like I was trying with what I was like saying to her and asking of her. Like I was like, how are you? And she just went and talked about her day, and I was like, okay, but like,
Like, how are you?
yeah, like how are you? You know, and like
How
I
are
think
you?
overall it was good for her.
That's good. Good for you, though, man.
Yeah,
That's what the world needs more of that, honestly.
yeah. Well, at one. By the way, we're gonna keep on going on for this for like another 5 minutes. If you guys want to tune out, you can go and tune out. Maybe I'll throw this in as like a bonus scene at the end after we'll do the outro and we'll do a bonus scene. But at one point I was considering being a therapist because I am very just caring of like everyone I meet. I'm very, but some of it is like I was raised to be like a people pleaser, so to say, which is not necessarily a good trait. It sounds like it's fine, like, oh, you really want to help others, but it's like sometimes it's at a detriment of yourself, though.
Yep. I mean,
Um,
that's oftentimes that's how
yeah,
my wife is. She's very like people pleaser, and it often is at a detriment, right? Because you'll do so much for other people that it's like you
yeah.
forget you,
And
right?
for me, it comes down to like I was raised by my parents. I wouldn't. No, I was raised in a pretty strict household. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I was raised in a strict household. Not like if you don't do this, you're gonna get a beating type of thing. But like it was like I never went out and did anything with any friends. It was always like if you wanted to do something, you were enjoying your time with them at school. It was always schoolwork came first. If I didn't get straight A's, there was a problem. If I came home with like an 89 in a thing, there was a
Get them
problem.
out of here.
Yeah, like there was a problem, and it part of like my parents knew like I had a lot of potential, you know, but at the end of the day, like it ended up backfiring really heavily when I went off to college, especially because like I was on scholarship, I had to have a full course load, and I was taking a lot of advanced classes, and it backfired so much. I was like, I don't want anything to do with any of this anymore. And like I was
Yeah.
already getting that vibe at the end of high school already, but but back to like helping people and whatnot is like because I'm such of an empathic person. If I take on too much shit from everybody else, I'm not gonna have a good time myself. I'm
Yeah.
like helping people is one thing, but helping people and intentionally taking their baggage and making it my own is not good. Is not good
Yeah.
for you.
No.
Especially when it's if I'm intentionally opening myself up to it, I'll just take on way too much and I'll shut down.
Yeah. You'll eat it
Um
up just to
yeah.
lessen the burden.
And
That's
then
it.
there was something. Oh, what? Oh, the other thing is that most people don't want help. They just want to complain.
True. I mean, that's the human.
That's
That's a human
humans.
mind, though.
That's humans. Humans don't want to change. They just want to complain, and then they'll do and like they'll be like, "Oh, I hate so and so. Oh, my boyfriend, my girlfriend is so abusive to me." It's like, okay, so just stop. They're like, "Yeah, I should," and then 2 weeks later, they're still complaining about it. It's like,
Yeah,
bro,
they're not making.
like, make the change in your life. Like, if you're, yeah, okay, yeah.
I feel you. I think everybody knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, people know.
It's just an unfortunate reality of the world. I mean, the people that will make changes are the people that'll make changes, and the people that won't are the people that are just gonna have a negative life their entire life, right?
Yeah. So
So if you're listening to this,
this
make
is
the change.
yeah. The last couple of years, I've been really going through that transformation itself, and it's been especially like last year was a lot of like okay, like I'm over a lot of the mental trauma, the emotional trauma I've had in my past. You know, let's start actually taking steps towards
Hmm?
what I want to do. So it was pretty
And here we are.
good. Yeah. Yeah, full-time ethereal YouTuber streamer in
Hanging out with your
two
boy.
months. 2 months. Let's hope 2 months from now.
Oh, I'll
So,
be down. I'll be right along with it. I'll be grinding.
oh, bro, you gotta go. You're part of the army league team now. It's
Oh my god. We'll see. I mean, hey, why not both?
you
Both
can,
of them.
yeah,
Both of them. Just play
yeah,
video games all the time.
yeah. I bet you. I bet you. I don't know how long it's gonna take for ethereal to get a competitive scene, but I bet you when it's out, I'm gonna be either coaching in it or I'll be playing in it.
Yeah.
100% guarantee it.
I would love to coach actually. Like I would love to just learn the game so much because I'm 25. Like I don't have a place in esport. Like a place of playing
Ah, I
esports.
mean, I'm I'm an undetermined age right now that is younger than Rept. We won't
Yeah.
say what my age is. It's just younger than Rept.
Hey, I don't care if people know. I'm 25. I'm old. I'm old. I like.
Just because I don't want. I mean, who? Nobody in the community that's watching the bonus scene, from like because it's only gonna be some random person from 5 years from now that's like got a grudge against me because he's butthurt that I kicked his ass in the game. That's all it's gonna
I mean, yeah. I don't care. I don't care if people know my age. Whatever. It's on my Twitch.tv. So like, I don't care.
Yeah. It's mostly just like I don't want people like I don't want people messing with me, but I also don't want people like messing with family.
I feel you. I feel you. Hey, like there ain't no
Because it's because
no
I'm
reason to.
because like I know like you have a wife and kids and whatnot. I don't got that, and like all I've got is like parents and my brother. No one's gonna mess with my brother. My brother's not even gonna care. He'll be in phase, but my parents, if they start getting death threats from butthurt, 12-year-olds, they're not gonna know it's butthurt 12-year-olds. They're gonna, and
That's
I don't want
reality,
them. I
man.
don't want them dealing with like that fear. So
I got you.
the less of that, the better.
I got you. I'm with it. I feel you.
Um,
But
yeah. So I guess I should actually record the outro to the actual episode. I'll probably just put the bonus scene in as like a Saturday thing, maybe.
okay. I mean, hey,
I
you
don't know,
know.
or I'll throw it at the end. We'll figure it out because honestly, the bonus scene at this point is like almost as long as the actual episode.
As the actual episode.
It's like 15 minutes long. It's whatever.